All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the delay. I was actually in a tornado warning. Fun little factoid for the day. Uh, Race is currently just about to go green on the second half. We're getting iRacing loaded up now on the stream end. And then we'll be able to bring you a picture. Couple new faces sprinkled here and there throughout the field. And they're still under pace laps currently. Scott McCann gonna show him to the green here. Halfway caution is over. Without green-white checkers, these drivers will be good to the end of the race on fuel. So all gonna be about setting yourself up here for the end as long as it goes green. Scott McCann inside in the 12. Eli Sasek in the 9 on the outside. Green in the air. Sasek not getting as good of a jump as McCann. Jimmy Minch trying to give Sasek a little bit of a push there maybe on the restart. See in the back, multiple cars, 3 wide, 2 wide, all over this place. Pacey Wygant diving down to the bottom there on Aaron Lester. That is your battle for fourth. Wygant slipping back a little bit now. That top line seeming to be pretty strong here, at least in the early going in this run. Sasek and Jimmy Mensch diving down to the bottom. Sasek able to clear. Mensch just barely does there. Those three are starting to run away a little bit here from the rest of the field. Just as I say that, they start closing back in. Wygant now in control of fourth. Casey Ellis there in fifth. Pacey Wygant goes down to the bottom, makes it 3 wide. McCann backs out, goes to the top. Mensch holds on to second, off the corner. Oh, we got one around. That is Christopher Mixon in the back. Christopher Mixon, Martin Roberg involved. Ooh, George Timopoulos. Oh, that might be damage from earlier. Well, let's take a look back and see what happened to these two here to bring out this caution. Oh, just 3 wide and got tight. Roberg washed up a little bit and just got Christopher Mixon there. Knocked sideways. I'm sure Mixon might be a little frustrated with that. But, on the bright side, didn't get any walls. So no damage to fix here. Then again, may want to pit for tires. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is the second half of the Bolt Racing League Pre-Legend Series race here at Michigan International Speedway. Unfortunately, we weren't able to bring you the first half of this stream due to weather. That's right, in iRacing. Not necessarily. I was in a tornado warning and did not feel that I would be in a safe position trying to stay upstairs and bring you pictures here, but hunkered down in the basement for a little bit, came back up once the tornado warning was lifted. And now we're here. Just happened to time out to where we're now in the second half. For those of you at home wondering if you'll be able to see the first half of this race, we're going to have Casey Ellis there, or one of the other admins save us the replay. And we'll try to cover the first half of the action here tonight. Byron Jones out early, too. Byron Jones, Terry Sanders. Once again, in the Bolt Racing League, we have more action yet this week. Tomorrow is going to be the trucks visit to Michigan International Speedway in the Grand National Series. Following that on Friday night, first off, broadcast there for Grand National Series is brought to you by Extreme Sim TV on YouTube. Tomorrow, wow. Friday will be the Bolt Racing League Lightning Series brought to you by Green Flag TV on YouTube. Saturday, as always, our Bumpin' Buddies series. I believe that may have wrapped up, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And it did. Okay, never mind. But our focus for tonight is here. Bolt Racing League Pre-Legends Series. Eli Sasek now going to be your leader here on the restart. Always good to see some new faces, especially those out front. Eli Sasek, been a long-time member of multiple communities in and around our circle here in Bolt. We're always welcome to have him in our series here. Definitely one of the stronger cars here tonight. When they get the green flag here, going to be 24 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Sasek gets a pretty good jump there. Almost clears Jimmy Mensch, but not able to do so. Scott McCann looks to the bottom, makes it 3 wide. McCann, Sasek, and Wygant 3 wide. Wygant may have the advantage here off the corner, and he does, following in the tracks of Jimmy Mensch. Wesley Riddle in the 48, also able to follow through on the top in the 48. Up to third. Basie Wygant, oh, so close to the rear bumper of Jimmy Mensch there. May set up a move this time here into turn 1. We'll have to wait and see. You see these guys bump drafting like it's a play track. Just about is. With these cars, you almost just have to lift for the corners, and that's about it. Contact with the wall there for Wesley Riddle. Wygant looks down to the bottom in turn 3. Slide job up to the top. Clears Jimmy Mensch. Wygant, your race leader. Mensch may look to do the same back to him here in turn number 1. Not gonna do it. Almost spoke too soon. Scott McCann and Eli Sasek side by side back there for 4th. Behind them, that's Justin Johnson and Lane Meyer side by side for 6th. Sasek gonna forfeit the spot there to try to keep that top line. Still proving very dominant here in the early going. Martin Roberg fighting for 5th here, side by side with Eli Sasek. Slots in the spot behind him. Roberg, one of the very few drivers here using that bottle line, may be the better option here to save tires, but we'll have to wait and see. Now Wesley Riddle gets a little bit of a run. He's going to pull up side by side there with Jimmy Mensch for 2nd. Whoa, almost spun. Oh, Scott McCann getting a huge shot there from Eli Sasek. Almost went around. Wygant still showing the way out front. Jimmy Mensch 2nd, Scott McCann 3rd, Eli Sasek 4th, Wesley Riddle 5th. A little bit of contact there, actually. Excuse me, I read the order wrong. Lane Myers there in 5th. Feels like a lot of these guys just biding their time, ticking down the laps and waiting for the right time to make a move. And if they're not in that top 3 or 4 or so, I don't know if they're going to have time to do it in the very last lap, but everybody behind seems to be fighting over trying to get into that position. Eli Sasek now down to the bottom of Jimmy Mensch, side by side for a 2nd. Jimmy Mensch down to the bottom on Pacey Wygant, side by side for your race lead. Wygant gonna go down. They may be helping a teammate there, just trying to give Jimmy Mensch a little bit of draft. Scott McCann now going to take over the 2nd spot. Some absolutely frantic racing up here still going on. Drivers using every groove of this surface. Side by side, there's Eli Sasek and Lane Myers. That is the battle for 3rd. Sasek dives down to the bottom. He will clear Lane Myers there out of turn number 2. Meanwhile, Scott McCann, for a brief moment, had a nose out on Pacey Wygant, but now these two are going back at it here. Lane Myers down to the bottom. And Lane Myers going to clear. Sasek down to the bottom once again. Jimmy Mitch and Martin Roberg there on the bottom following him. Sasek able to pull clear. Whoa, contact there. Lane Myers gonna go around. Contact with Wesley Riddle is what did it there. Just saw it out of the corner of my eyes while watching that front battle. Lane Myers after a really strong run here once again. Gonna have a little bit more work to do. We'll take a look back here. Oh, I bet what happened there is he was just trying to get up behind Eli Sasek. Spotter may have called the clear, but then the second he moved, Wesley Riddle filled that hole. And that's what triggered all of it. You see there, he tried to just slot up right in front of Wesley Riddle. Did not work. And luckily, not a lot of contact with that machine, so he may be able to keep going here. But I'd bet a lot of these drivers here gonna look to take tires. Gonna be about 9 laps to go when they get back to the green flag. As you can see, a lot of the field coming down here for tires. Close battle off of pit road, but looks like Scott McCann gonna have it. And the entire field came down there, so Scott McCann will be showing the way here on the restart. Excuse me, going to be 8 to go when we get back to the green flag. Scott McCann going to be restarting from the bottom. Casey Wygant in the 00 to his outside. Casey Ellis there in the 35. Runs pretty well at this type of track. Plays right into his wheelhouse. May be able to sneak through and get himself a win here tonight. We'll have to wait and see. Martin Roberg on the top, Eli Sasek, Jimmy Mensch, Sam Dooley, Justin Johnson, Tristan Bear, Rodney Ayers, your top 10. Alrighty, 8 laps to settle it here tonight at Michigan International Speedway.
Green flag, green flag.
McCann gets a pretty decent restart, but Wyden's still there, right on his outside. Jimmy Mensch on the bottom there. Wide momentarily for third. Justin Johnson down to the bottom. And Martin Roberg down to the very bottom. 4 wide for a moment there for a second. Johnson, Wygant, Roberg. 3 wide off the corner for your race lead. Roberg backs out, goes to the top. Still side by side for your race lead, though. Justin Johnson trying to get a little side draft here down the front stretch. 2 by 2 through the whole field. Wygant smacks the wall. Oh, more turn back there. Jimmy Mensch in the wall. Eli Sasek going to come through for the lead, though. Sam Dooley behind him. We stay green through that contact in the back. They led to some real chaos here up front. Scott McCann going to be your leader now. Eli Sasek second there in the Ascent car. Justin Johnson in the 33 going through the middle. 3 wide. 3 wide for your race lead. If I said it was frantic before, what is this? 4 wide for second. Oh, Tristan Bear goes around.
Yellow flag is out.
Heavy contact there in the back. And you were just watching and knew it wasn't going to work. 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide for second. Something had to give. Scott McCann, though, going to be your race leader here on this restart. Before that, we'll take a look back here and see what happened in the back. Take another quick look back. And you see Lane Myers getting to the bottom there. Tristan slides up a little bit, almost gets to Martin. Oh, I think there might have been a little netcode from Lane Myers. Oh, and Aaron Lester just climbs the back of... God, words. Lane Myers' car. There we go. Let's take a quick look back at that action prior to the yellow flag up front. It was just getting absolutely frantic. See there, Wygant smacked the wall. Justin Johnson got into a door of him. That slowed down his momentum. Then Sasek and McCann go down to the bottom here. McCann going to that extreme bottom. And that's what got him the lead there before the yellow flag. There you see Johnson split in the middle on Sasek and McCann. And then behind them, 4 wide. And you're just watching it and knew it wasn't going to work. Let's see if we can ride along that for Aaron Lester's POV. God, and just know where you can go in that situation there. I think he may have used his faster pair up already. He went a lap down there fixing damage. But now, the field coming to the 1 to green. Gonna be a natural green-white checker here. Hopefully to finish out this one. On the restart, gonna be
Green, green, green.
But we're going to look up front here. Martin Roberg down to the bottom. Does he have anything for McCann on the last lap? Through 3 and 4. Side by side. Door to door down the front stretch. Coming to the line. Scott McCann gonna win it just by a nose. Very close one there. Pacey Whiting gonna come home third by a very slim margin. Justin Johnson fourth. Greg Pillar fifth. I think Wygant may be running away from Justin Johnson here. But all eyes gonna be on your race winner, Scott McCann. Roberg threw a haymaker there. Could have won it a little... Could have probably won it if he was trying to race a little rougher, but... Glad he didn't. That was a good finish. Scott McCann, though, gonna burn it down here on the front stretch at Michigan. Past couple of restarts, he fired off first, and on the very next lap, fell back an average of 4 spots. But not on the last one. Hung on through the whole last 2 laps. But that's all he needed. So, finishing order going to look like this. Scott McCann in the 12, going to be a race winner. Martin Roberg in the 37, going to finish second. Pacey Wygant in the 00, going to finish third. Justin Johnson in the 33, going to finish fourth. Greg Pillar in the 32, fifth. Jimmy Metch in the 94, sixth. Lane Myers in the 28, seventh. Wesley Riddle in the 48, eighth. Eli Sasek, after a really strong run, got into the wall there late in that one. In the number 9, going to finish ninth. Casey Ellis in the 35, going to finish 10th, rounding out your top 10 there. George Tomopoulos making a little bit of a comeback there in the last little run. In the 14, going to finish 11th. Christopher Mixon in the 57, going to finish 12th. Tristan Bayer in the 05, going to finish 13th. Rodney Ayers in the 17, going to finish 14th. Sam Dooley in the 45, going to finish 15th. Aaron Lester in the 86, after going a lap down there late in that one, going to finish 16th. Byron Jones, early exit, getting the 19, going to finish 17th. And Terry Sanders in the number 8, going to round out the field after another early exit, going to finish 18th. Just waiting on a couple of our drivers here to hop into the podium room. We're going to take a quick look back, if we can. Sorry for the seizure warning. Seizure warning, seizure warning, seizure warning, seizure warning. I need STK. Seizure warning, seizure warning, seizure warning. I'm going to try to look back at the last lap here for Scott McCann. Well, first, let's take a look back here at what happened to Eli Sasek. Oh, just some really tight racing there. Wygant and Justin Johnson getting together. Eli Sasek on the outside of them. Nowhere to really go. Oh, and there's more contact here late in that one. Tristan Baer getting flung around. Jeez. I almost wonder if there's a little bit of network disconnection there for Tristan Baer. Oh, Christopher Mixon. Oh, yeah, that was some really bad net code all around for Tristan Baer there. Yeah, Eli Sasek getting in the wall. Justin Johnson and Pacey Wygant darn down the backstretch. That just handed the opportunity here for these two to make a run to the finish. And Roberg had a real good run there out of 3 and 4, but not enough to close out that one. And you see there, ever so slightly, Scott McCann taking away the win there in that one. We're going to see if we can pause it at the line just so you get a real good visualization there. And there it is, just by a nose. We're going to start off here tonight with our interviews with the third place finisher, Pacey Wygant, in the 00. Hey, Pacey, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy? So, really chaotic, that one there, especially in the last lap. Walk us through your race there. You will be back next week, huh? You heard it here first, folks. Pacey Wydget gonna be in attendance for the race at USA Dirt. Before we let you go here tonight, anybody you'd like to thank for your third place finish here? Alrighty. Congrats to you on your third place finish here tonight, and hope to see you next week in the booth, or not in the booth. Either way, we'll hope to see you next week at USA Dirt. That was Pacey Wydgen, your third place finisher. Next, we're going to go ahead and interview your second place finisher, Martin Roberg, in the number 37. Hey, Martin, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy? Pretty strong run there, and oh, so close at the end of that one. Walk us through your race there. Yeah, very strong run here tonight. Uh, Next week is USA Dirt. Have you run any practice laps at all, and what are your opinions on running there? Yeah, definitely looking forward to being in the booth for that one. And before we let you go here tonight, anybody you'd like to thank for your second place finish here tonight?
I think my paint scheme says which side I'm on with that.
Alrighty. Well, congrats on your third place or second place finish, excuse me, and hope to see you next week at USA Dirt.
Yeah, thank you.
And we apologize for that. I believe that the stream may not have picked up the either of the interviews there. Apologies on my end for that. That was just a lack of awareness there on my part. But that'll happen. Trying to rush and get back here into the booth. Once again, sorry for that. Scott McCann, your race winner, does not have a working mic at the moment, unfortunately. So we will be not able to get an interview with him. But he did say in the chat, was a fun race. Everyone drove aggressive but clean. One of the better races he was a part of for sure. Ton of fun, and hopes to get more races like that. And just to recap, because I did hear the interviews, but unfortunately, on the stream end, it did not go through. Pacey Wygen is going to be at USA Dirt next week. He did mention he got doored a couple times there by a driver, wasn't going to name names. And Martin Roberg also had a pretty up and down race, but in the last couple runs fought through to come up front there at the end. But with that said, once again, sorry about the interviews. Totally my bad. Next time we see you guys, we will be at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway for the J&B Modified Touring Series out on the dirt track off of turn number 4 of the asphalt track. Then after that, we're going to be at USA Dirt right back here with the Pre-Legend Series next Wednesday. Should be a pretty interesting one there. But we're going to let you guys go here tonight. Thank you guys for watching once again. Peace.